Merry Christmas Eve! I'm Christy Blinkly, broadcasting to you live from Norad Christmas headquarters. This year we've gone international, and I'll be rocking around the Christmas tree bringing you updates to all 195 countries about where Santa Claus is and how soon before he'll be coming down your chimney. Santa left Ireland 30 minutes ago. Shout out to my Irish listeners, Jahaga Witch. I started Gaelic Duolingo this morning for this shout out. That DHC will need some practice. Now, Santa's been in Iceland for 5 minutes enjoying views of Blue Lagoon, Glacial Lagoon, Gullfoss Falls. Shout out to my Icelandic listeners, Govinda, or hello. I did an overnight trip to Reykjavik, beautiful place. I didn't even know what Icelandic people ate until I was there. Speaking of food, there's still time to set out milk and cookies for Jolly St. Nick. Shout out to my Swedish listeners, hey. Oatly is Santa's favorite milk alternative. He special orders to the North Pole according to Mrs. Claus. Oh, we've got a development. Santa's popped up on the eastern side of New Jersey. Shout out to my New Jersey listeners, yo. He's quickly working up and down the East Coast. Shout out to my New York listeners, what's going on? And to my Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts listeners, I hope you made it to the Packy before they closed. I know my Christmas Eve isn't complete without a little spiked eggnog nightcap. Santa and his reindeer are certainly spending a lot of energy traveling around the world. Hosiers, feel free to leave a slice of your sweet cream pie, or for my Illinois listeners, some Nutella swirl pumpkin pie, or for my Michigan listeners, some holiday cranberry fudge from Murdoch's and Mackinac Island. If last year's route is any indication, we know Santa will be following the trail of holiday lights in Arkansas. Shout out to my Arkansas listeners, hugs, before making his way to Texas. Shout out to my Texas listeners, howdy. Texas Governor Greg Abbott did make it on the naughty list, as well as Mississippi. Hey y'all, how's it going? Doing okay? Great, love it. Governor Tate Reeves in Kentucky, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell for the 30th year in a row. Shout out to my North Dakota listeners. Oh geez, well, that's different. Looks like St. Nick is heading through the Dakotas before going kitty corner. Shout out to my South Dakota listeners for that reference, down to Arizona. Shout out to my snowbirds. Santa always loves to see your tumbleweed Christmas trees. Our jolly elf will then travel up the West Coast. Shout out to my California listeners. Sig alert came in and Santa will be avoiding the 101 and 405 while still trying to get in and out of Hollywood without getting caught in traffic. Good news for our Washington listeners. Christmas Day forecast includes chances of sun breaks midday, so remember to soak up your vitamin D while checking to see if the mountain is out. Santa starts to crank the heat up as he travels north through Alaska. Shout out to my Alaska listeners. Hey! Outsider coming in tonight. Lots of ice fog. I hope he doesn't end up ditch diving. Don't worry, friends. Santa thaws back out en route to Hawaii. Shout out to my Hawaii listeners. Aloha! And finishing with a stop in U.S. territories, American Samoa, Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Unfortunately, Santa doesn't have the power to gift you the right to vote or have your congressional representatives vote for legislation. But he does have a nice Instapot with your name on it. We here at Norad wish you a very Merry Christmas. My name's Christy Blinkly, and we'll be back with Santa Updates after we bring you a follow-up from the inflatable snowman we reported on earlier that got loose and caused a 12-car pileup on I-5 outside of Portland, Oregon. High five to my Oregon listeners.